Okay. So how far do you plan on going up, Sasha? We'll say that you guys travel up a couple rounds or so. Donk, how far do you want to basically just make sure Sasha doesn't fall, or you're kind of going up with her to keep an eye on her, or
I'm going up because I want to check out what a rock looks like from the top. I want to make sure nobody's sitting up there in ambush.
okay?
Plus, I love climbing rocks because I'm from the mountains.
Yeah,
So
you
this
are.
kind of reminds me of home. So it's a little. It would remind me of a sad story, but I think we've got that one covered already.
What sad story is that?
Well, we've already heard one sad story today, so
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, we don't want to hear another one. It'll bring the mood down too much.
Sasha with her rock climbing gear, she basically shimmies on. I mean, you don't even you can do the advantage roll if you'd like. Well, you already did. So I mean, with a 21, I mean
That's
she
pretty
shimmies.
excellent.
Yeah, she shimmies right up that.
Alright, bye, dudes.
Basically shimmies right up between your legs, Don, because you're trying to get up there. She's already up the top, and you make your way towards the top. You're wanting to get up there, and Sasha, as you're up towards the top, you're about 25 feet up. You can actually see that from that height, you can see that there's a trail that's leading off to land, leading off, sort of like a something that you really couldn't tell as you're on the ground, but seeing that you're elevated, you can see that there's sort of like a padded down trail that's leading away from Lance Rock. But just as you start to notice that, your Goliath buddy Donk comes up behind you, and this beautiful Lance Rock starts to shake a little bit, and then tumbles to the ground because of
Shit!
the weight of the ogre.
God damn it, ogre!
I'm only 365 pounds.
Yeah. So Lance Rock tumbles to the ground. I want both of you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god. Yeah, baby.
Only looking for a DC 10 because they're level 2. So they take down Lance
Note to
Rock.
self: don't climb giant rocks in the middle of nowhere.
Well, great. Well, you both of you are good. I was looking for a DC 10, so that's a good thing. So you guys are still going to take some fall damage, and I'm going to roll. I think fall damage is 1d6 per 10 feet. So let's do 3d6. Seeing that you
God
both
damn it, dog. I'm falling
Two.
on
You're gonna fall on Donk?
4, 6, and then 9. So both of you take about. We'll say both of you take 4 damage from the fall, and you're both able to tumble away. And now there is like a, a cloud of smoke that's around the once erected Lance Rock that is just sitting there on the ground now. And it wasn't that far into the ground. It was only just several feet. But with the weight of the Goliath, it just
When
was a little
Sasha
bit too much
Donk
for it.
get up, Kel passes a gold piece to Theo like they had a bet.
Like,
Did you guys have a bet?
No, just making it seem like it.
Oh, that would be so funny if you guys did.
I get up and I'm like rubbing my back and my buttocks, and then I just reach over and scratch my nuts because I'm there already. Whatever. And I stretch out my back. And I'm gonna take a look at that rock. Did it like uncover any awesome tunnels or anything like that? Like you
No.
think that most. All right.
Nothing, no.
How about worms or snails? I'm always
Sure,
in
there's
time
some
for a
worms and
sna-
snails. Sure,
I'm gonna go to
Absolutely.
town. I might as well start collecting some of those snails and crack them open and slurp those things down while Sasha recovers a little bit.
All right. What about Theo and Raz and Kel? What are you guys doing? You just saw the once
I'm laying on
prized
the ground
possession of Red
laughing.
Larch now on the ground in a plume of dust and smoke.
Well, they asked
Oh my
us to
God.
take care of Lance Rock, so we obviously
All right,
did
we need
that.
to get our story straight. It was late this when we found it.
it was.
What'd you do?
It was
Destroyed a
broke when we
monument.
got here.
Oops. Sorry.
Ah,
Oh my
just
God.
looking in disbelief.
Isn't there an obelisk like in Central Park or something like that? We basically went and knocked that over.
Just
I-
walk away so slowly.
I told
Just back-
myself a couple weeks ago when I was making the maps for this game. I said, I swear if Donk goes up on that, I said, I bet you Worm is going to climb on top of that goddamn rock. And if he climbs on top of that rock, I'm going to make that thing fall over. Because I think that would actually be perfect.
Next time I'll go first, and I'll land on Sasha.
Oh.
I know. That's a
Well,
lot of...
After I thoroughly cuss him out for like completely ruining my brilliant climbing maneuvers.
But I want
Well,
you to
I think
forget.
he'll be dead and flattened.
I don't want you to forget that it helped us because now we know that there's a trail to the west. I think from this
Yes.
very
Yeah.
barely used trail.
Yeah, her climbing helped you.
Oh, I'm always for help.
Yeah, you can just, you guys are Kel and Raz and Theo. You guys are kind of looking up, and you can see, Sasha's up top. She's like, "Oh yeah, look it over!" Ah, and then Dawn. Hey, look what I found! Oh,
Too.
I'm gonna take a healing potion.
You guys
Oh,
can do your
okay.
thing while I'm snacking on snails. I'm looking around for some other food or larvae that might have popped out there.
Donk
As a-
break, Donk
exactly.
hungry.
As the Goliath, I'm always foraging for food.
All right. So yeah, there's some snails, and there's not many. You get them all disposed of. So yeah, there's a trail that's heading off. So lightly padded down. Looks like it hasn't been traveled in quite a while, Sasha. I'm not going to make you do any kind of nature or survivor role.
So with a mouthful of snails, I point to everybody towards the trail and just slobber all over the food. Go follow trail. Nom, nom.
I start walking towards the trail and pointing it out to the others, and as I pass Donk, I kick dirt on him.
Oh, okay.
And I'll
So
just look around
I'm just gonna
like, what
follow.
happened? What happened?
that's southwest. Yeah, basically you're going to travel a couple hundred feet from the stone, sort of like in a very shallow ravine that's off of the rolling hill where Lance Rock once was. And as you get down to the base, the grass starts to grow a little bit higher, and you see a sign. There's a small sign, and it looks like as you're getting closer, there's something written in common on it.
I read common.
I think
Yeah,
everybody
so does
reads common.
everybody.
Except Tom.
I am a bard. I am a jack of all trades, including the common language. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the sign reads, "Come no closer, lest you catch the disfiguring plague that afflicts me, the Lord of Lance Rock."
Well, that's all I need to say.
I'm fucking out of here.
Well, he's the lord of a piece of crap now.
Yeah.
Thanks to Donk.
It says, "Come no closer, lest you catch the disfiguring plague that afflicts me, the Lord of Lance Rock." And then it looks like the trail actually continues down several other gullies that go down and towards, I'd say, another 300 yards away. It's a nice little distance away. You can see that this padded trail leads to what looks like a mouth to a cave.
I look over at Donk, hoping that he can't read, and say, "Hey Donk, why don't you go check out that trail?"
So I'm gonna concentrate on that sign to try to make it out since everybody's putting a lot of effort in it.
You can read it, Donk. You can read common.
Ah, yeah, disfiguring disease.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
I can't. It's not. I'm not gonna get any words, so I'm good. I say we check it out anyway. It's probably a trick from the man to keep us from going down there.
From the man.
Oh, aye, the man's always trying to keep the dwarf down.
Yeah, the human.
Hey! My comeliness roll is low enough. Thank you very much. If I go much lower, I'm not going to be able to find a gate most nights.
Most nights.
Oh, I'm
I
sure
say we
there's
can-
probably some gnome or halfling that would
Yeah, I'd
that would
pass.
be willing.
I guess, if you need a booty call, the donk is your man.
No.
I say we go down anyway. I mean, I'm not too worried about disease. Pfft. My kind is super resilient to disease.
Good, then go ahead and go check that out.
Sure, I'll go first.
Now I'll stay up here. I'll watch your back. You go down there. I got your back, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna start walking down. I'll turn around and say, anybody else want to come with me?
I will come.
I'll go.
Yeah! In your face, Sasha.
Damn it.
Go Team Dog!
I love it. All right, so as Donk and Kel and Theo, you guys start to travel down to this cave.
I'm heading down too with them.
Okay, yeah, you and Sasha are kind of reluctantly following. I would think. Let me move you
I'm
guys
being
over
careful
to.
not to touch
I do that.
anything.
All right, so you should just be able to see a grassy area and the mouth of this cave. This is actually the tile set that was made by Zovia that she put on the Roll20 Marketplace. I'm glad I got to finally use this thing. I didn't buy any of the maps. I'm really disappointed in Wizards of the Coast with the way that they're handling these maps. And they did this in the Dungeon Master's Guide, where the last 10 pages of the Dungeon Master's Guide had a ton of beautiful maps. They could actually do that in all of Horde of the Dragon Queen. They could do that in Rise of Tiamat, Princes of Apocalypse, where they could give us the unmarked version of these maps without the locations, basically the player maps with no secret doors, location numbers, and they could easily put 10 pages at the back of the map, so we could scan these and put these, make a map for a digital product. But when you have to pay $40 to $50 for Princes of Apocalypse, and then go to 2 other artists' websites and spend another $60 for maps, you're actually spending more money on maps than you are for the adventure. So I just don't see the point of that. So that's why all of these maps that I'm making for Princes of Apocalypse they're all going to be made by me. So it's not going to be the maps from the book. So they're going to be different.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't have bought the book and then read ahead.
No, don't buy the maps. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can. Go for it. But I'm not buying maps. I did that already for 2 modules, and I'm not doing it anymore.
All right. So
there you go.
I see a sign there. What's that sign say?
All right. So as you guys get closer, you can see that the cave mouth opens in the darkness, from which a breeze blows, carrying the faint odor of death. So as there's sort of like you can actually smell death and rot coming from the inside of this cave. You can see inside. The light is shining into the cave for probably about 10 feet, 15, 20 feet, and you can see that it is a natural cave, and the floor and ceilings are, it looks natural. It's all uneven, and let's see, the passage leads in, and it goes into complete darkness. So this sign, there is definitely a sign that is outside of this cave.
I'm gonna take a stab at reading it.
Okay.
Hey, Dave, I can't adjust the numbers on my token.
Interesting.
I can't either.
Really? All right. Let me. Yeah. Can you guys can at least move them, and you guys can at least target the token, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's. I'll get those. I'll change them as you guys get in and stuff like that. So this sign, Donk. This sign. Look. There's a weathered human skull with the jaw sagging, and it's pinned to this post. basically with a big black arrow that's protruding from one of the skull's eye sockets, which is actually holding it to the sign. And on the sign there is a piece of black parchment. I mean, it is very black, looks old, looks brittle, and it has something written in common. So it says, and you read it out loud, and it says, "The last laugh, you'll be next, Volklander."
Volklander.
Mm-hmm.
Last laugh.
The last laugh, you'll be next, Volklander.
So, does anyone know how to do a riddle? Since Donk's not so smart, he doesn't know.
Give me a perception check, Donk.
Here we go.
Oh, very nice. Wow, that was actually a crit because you have a. Oh, nice. It's a 20. So, as you're looking at this black parchment, Donk, you actually think that this is like it's actually like some type of humanoid flesh.
Oh, I smell it.
Yeah, it's probably a human or elf or dwarf or some type of humanoid. That it's definitely flesh though.
So I turn around to the group and I kind of point to the parchment and I'm like, "That's human skin.
No.
I could smell it."
This black painted arrow going through one of the eye sockets goes through the skull, which is actually holding the skull up on the post.
I don't want to unplug I don't want to rip it down or anything. But I turn around and I look at everybody. I'm like, "Donk's not scared. Theo's scared. Donk's not. Let's go."
Okay.
And then I head towards the
I
entrance
have
of the
no fear
cave.
of caves.
Don't have a
Alright,
light.
Dunk.
What about you, Raz? Are you scared of caves?
No, I want to know what's in here. I like finding out
Okay.
what's about the rock.
So before I
Or the
enter,
cave.
before Donk enters, I better get out my flint and light a little torch since it's fairly dark. I'll have to go in a little ways before doing that, but
Okay.
I need a light since I don't have infravision.
Yep, I think you're the only one in the party that doesn't have any kind of natural.
No, I can't see in the dark.
Okay, you can't either. All
No.
right. So, all right. So the sign. Anybody take the arrow? Because I don't know. I didn't hear anybody say that they're going to take the skull.
Nobody took the
take
arrow.
the
or
arrow
the skull.
or nothing. Okay, so you just
I'm
basically left
leaving
it
it
alone.
where it is.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so I'm going to give you some lighting. So whoever's going to use a torch, which I guess would be Donk, you would use a torch. Or are you going to use a torch as well, Raz?
No, I'm just gonna stay close to
Donk?
Donk.
Okay, all right.
Do you want to ride on me like a pony?
I probably could just sit on your shoulder.
You probably could.
That's what she said.
Like
That's what she said.
like Treebeard or some shit, right?
That's right.
A little
Who
hobbits.
runs Bata Town?
All right, so as Donk gets his torch lit, you can see that this corridor does start to travel inside of, of this cave. It looks like it probably goes in about another 20 feet. Also, each square is worth 5 feet. So we
Is
will...
it going down at all, Dave? Like it's going deep into the earth, or just back into the mountain?
Well, it's actually, yeah, it is sort of like a rock outcropping on top of it. Not like a mountain from like the Sword Mountains or anything, but it's just sort of like a rock outcropping. And yes, it does go into it. But it looks like
Does
it
it,
does
look
kind of
natural?
descend a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely, like I was saying earlier, it definitely looks natural because it's uneven. It's not like it's smoothly cut. And especially with you being a dwarf, Theo, you would be able to tell instantly if this was like carved by dwarves, and it's definitely not. It is definitely earthen. The dwarves have not gotten hold of this cavern.
So I'm gonna thumb my my maul kind of nervously, but I'm gonna walk a little slower and try to be a little more knowing my environment here. But I'm ready. If something comes out, bugs, anything, I'm ready to smash.
Okay, so
Don't
maul in one
smash.
hand, torch in the other, moving in. All right, I gotcha.
Absolutely.
If you guys want me to scout this place out at any time, just let me know. I don't have a problem doing that.
I'd say let the
That's
scout go
probably a
first.
very good idea.
Alright,
agree.
Dave. I'm gonna
Good.
stealth.
Okay, sure. It's definitely dark in here, so you can give me a stealth check, and we'll see if you can. Yeah, nice check. You feel that you're taking advantage of the darkness and the shadows inside of this tunnel as much as you can. You know, with Donk and his torch. 10, 15 feet behind you. So you're moving in, and as you're starting to move in, Sasha. As you get about 30 to 40 feet into this corridor, you can see that the tunnel does start to move at a towards the west, and you think you see a corpse on the ground. And as you kind of get closer, you're being a little cautious, and I can see you're moving your miniature up there. That there is definitely the corpse of a human male that's basically sprawled out on the ground. And
Not a good sign.
even though it shows that he's on his stomach, he's actually on his back, and it looks like he has on like a very shoddy leather type of armor.
I'm still concerned about getting contaminated with some crazy ass disease. So, can I, by looking at him, can I kind of tell how he died without touching him?
Yeah, but so you could tell when you're getting down close to him, you can definitely smell what was coming out of the cave here at the entrance. He definitely has an aroma to him, like the scent of rot and stench, and from him lying on his stomach, you can see that there's several holes riddled throughout his leather armor. And it's been there for a while, and it's not like there's fresh blood or nothing like that. So it doesn't look like he was just freshly killed. I mean, he's been here for probably
right.
quite some time. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just walking around him. Then I'm not touching
Okay.
him.
All right.
If anybody else wants to, they can do that when they get here.
So yeah, we're like 25 feet or so behind you. So I won't say anything until we get in there. But this guy's face down, so that's kind of a indicator that something came up from behind him. I'll start moving my tokens up.
Thanks back to the guys that so far it's clear. Make the turn.
All right. So yeah, the passage kind of opens up a little bit.
I'm gonna make a medicine check on this guy.
Okay. So how are you
See if
going to
you
do
can bring
your
him back to life.
how are you going to do your
No.
medicine check? You kind of poke around on him and
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to figure out what probably killed this guy.
okay. So we'll say that are you like kind of like lifting his armor up to see what kind of wounds or whatever he has?
Let's do a visual check because
Visual
again,
check,
I
not
don't
touching
wanna- I
him
don't
or
wanna-
nothing like that.
Don't want to touch him. Not with this
Okay.
contagion that they're
Yeah,
talking about.
visual check. Give me I would say give me an investigation check for this.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a pretty good check. So I'm going to say you can see that there's what appears to be a couple stubs of wood that are in these wounds as you're kind of visually looking at it. So it looks like there's probably a couple broken off arrows coming out of the chest of this guy.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
kind
Dave's-
of inside of, somebody broke the arrows off, or hell, he even could have done that. This person could have done that. So
Does he look diseased? Like pox, anything on him?
oh yeah. There's a lot of his flesh is rotted off, and off of his hands, off of his arms, off of his neck and face. Yeah, definitely. There's worms coming in and out. You can see the worms are kind of burrowing into the ground, coming out, going into his ears and whatnot. Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Let's take I think Donk. I'm gonna take a look around to see if I see anything weird on the walls, like places that would shoot bolts or arrows, like kind of like a trap. But I don't really have the ability
Ooh,
to
good
find traps.
idea.
But if he's like laying face down and he's got wood in his
Yeah.
holes, I don't even know if that makes sense.
No, it
Then,
does. Donk, I'm
yes.
impressed, Donk.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll just stare at one wall and like pound it with my mallet and tell everybody, "Dog, look for traps."
Oh god.
All right. So give me an investigation check, Donk. If you're kind of looking around, what walls are you looking? I mean, are you just kind of like scouring the
think
walls really quickly, or what?
Yeah, I think I want to look at this one here that I'll ping it on this side. But then I also want to look at the one right opposite that, because I kind of feel like if this guy's face down or whatever, I think there's an angle there that I want to make sure I trap. So, and basically what I'm doing is I take my mallet and I'm just kind of knocking it against the walls. Not enough to really smash the rocks or to cause a cave-in, but enough to see some of the rock crumble. And my thought is...
Nav
in
Maps,
my
thanks for the follow, Nav
ingenious
Maps.
head,
Thank you.
my thought is that as I crush this, if there's some kind of a trap there, it'll go off in my mallet or something. So I'm going to just crunch it against the walls. So let me roll an investigation. Or
So basically, just where you're at now, around this area behind you, basically this corridor here.
yeah, here.
Yeah, you
And-
you,
and
you
here.
don't see shit. I mean, you don't see anything.
Holy crap! Roll 20 quantum dice roll. Why are you failing me today?
2 rolls for Donk. I think there's
This is
two or
crazy.
4 rolls have been crit fumbles. Wow,
This is
that's
crazy.
There was
uh,
also
uh,
one crit success.
no, there
hopefully
was.
Hopefully, I'm not smashing my mallet and accidentally hit myself in the head and get knocked unconscious.
No, from where you're at, it just looks like an earthen wall. It looks looks just like back home, Donk, in the mountains.
Aw, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and inspire Sasha. So for 10 minutes, she has an inspiration.
Wow,
Ooh, nice.
I like it.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say
Check for them traps.
I was going to use my knowledge of traps since I've done many myself, and kind of run my hands along the walls, things like look for anything unusual.
Okay,
So,
all right, sure.
perception.
It would be seeing that you're literally looking for something like that. You can give me, I'd say perception. Sure, what the hell?
Watch me bomb this.
Poor Donk, man. A 1 again.
0. Man, I am the worst today.
That's whatever Dio's.
Yep, and then I do
inspiration.
I do a D8. All right. So go ahead and give me your. Are you going to use the inspiration roll, or are you not going to use it?
What does it give me again?
It would
A
give you a
D6.
D6.
I'm gonna use it. Why the hell not? I don't want to get shot in the back.
Okay. Her roll of those 8 rolls, she actually I rolled 7, so she gets the 18 plus 4 is 22, which is definite.
4?
So yeah, you can see as you're kind of looking around, just as Kel Kazim stands up, you kind of put your right arm over to him, and it looks like there is another one of these tripwires that's kind of hidden below the sand, and you're like, oh, hold on there, buddy. As Kel Kazim, his heavily armored, just barreling through this cavern. He's about to trip something there. Now
Leather.
in the anyways, there's in the wall in front of you. Anyways,
You now have heavy armor.
you're a fighter. I'm used to all of the fighters being in heavy armor. Now, if I played a fighter, I'd play the same type of fighter as you, Kel. I'd play a rapier with a shield and leather armor, but we're in the minority, man. So I'm by
I like the
default.
spear shield combo.
That's a good one too. But yeah, there's about 3 or 4 different holes on this cave wall that has basically arrows in them, and there's several of these wires have already been tripped, but Kel Kazim was fixing to just trip one of these wires. So yes,
Close one.
close one. Nice roll. Of your rolls,
save.
your 8 rolls, I rolled a 7, so you got to have the 18 roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'll let you have your inspiration back because you really didn't need it. So I will let you still be inspired.
All right.
With no additional cost to Theo.